Today we're going to be looking at the beginner guide on stranded mode here on Hypixel Skyblock, and in short that means you can't leave your island to go on any other public island. And yes, this is pretty much like an Iron Man mode, but except that it's a lot harder. And as you can see, you can actually bring the NPCs all the way to your island, and today I'm going to show you guys how to get them pretty quickly, and well, also how to get infinitive water so you can build yourself farms. Now when you start out, you actually have a chest right here where you can get yourself a lava bucket and water bucket and a few other things, but these are the most important things you want to grab here. Now after that, you can actually do a little bit of mining to actually find one piece of coal right here. With that one piece of coal, you can actually make yourself a auto smelter, and if you put it into an oak minion, it will actually start generating some coal. Now with the oak wood, you can actually take it from the oak minion and double your money by going into the trade menu to trade coal, because as you can see, one piece of oak wood is 2 coins, while coal is 2 coins as well, but you can make from 1 oak wood 2 coal. Now once you get yourself the first bones, make them into bone meal, place it down on the grassland to get some seeds to make a wheat farm, and later it's much more wiser to actually plant down wheat minions to actually generate the wheat for you and harvest it time to time, and you can harvest it like super often, and with that you can actually get yourself farming 10 pretty quickly. And the reason why you want farming 10 is for Jacob and Anita, which will come in handy to actually make infinitive water. So there are 2 different ways to get infinitive water, and I think the most common one is actually by just simply fishing and getting clownfish and getting a water bucket trade. But since I really hate fishing, I actually decided to do farming instead, and with the farm behind us, which is a potato farm, we managed to get a bronze medal really easily. And as you guys can see, this potato farm is very small, and we managed to build it with just 1 water bucket, which is right here, and it goes down 7 blocks down, 7 blocks down, etc, etc. Once you get the bronze medal, you're gonna be able to actually buy yourself a prisma pump, and from that you can actually make it. So all you want to build is 4x1 area, place down the prisma pump right here, and then place down the 1 water bucket that you have right here, and it's gonna generate this, and from the middle point you can actually take the water and well, use it infinitively. Now if you're wondering how on earth to get potatoes or carrots for instance, or any other collections for farming and mining, let me quickly tell you. So firstly, potatoes and carrots you can get by killing zombies. Then the melon right here is from Anita, and you need 5 Jacob tickets for it. Cocoa beans you can get by actually placing down jungle tree, and for that sapling you need actually foraging 10 to get the trade unlock. Mushrooms on the other hand are a little bit more difficult to get because well, you need dark oak wood collection 6. And from that you can actually craft yourself root forest island. Pumpkins are obtained only through spooky festivals, so if you see one, obtain it during this time, because if you kill a trick-or-treater you have a chance of dropping pumpkins. And sugarcane and cactus, well, you can actually get it from right here, a villager. As you guys can see, you have a desert island, and for that you're gonna be needing 25 emerald, which actually will bring us to mining collection in a second. But the desert island will give you cactus and sugarcane and also sand in the collection. Now if you didn't know how to get a villager on your island, well, it's actually pretty simple, because time to time you have zombie villagers spawning and witches, and from that this is the combination that you need. Unfortunately no zombie villagers right now here, but with the zombie villager you would need to actually get a witch to splash weakness on it, which is the first splash that the witch does. And then on top of that you're gonna be needing 1 golden apple, which is very easy to obtain through fishing. It won't take too long to get it, and once the witch actually splashes the zombie villager, you want to give it the golden apple, and it might take a few minutes for it to turn into a villager, but make sure you trap him into one area so he doesn't jump into the void. But the villager will help you with the mining collection quite a bit, because firstly you can actually trade emerald with the villager. Then secondly, it can actually spawn iron golems when it feels endangered. I'm not sure if 1 villager is gonna cut it, but if you have at least 3 of them, it should actually start spawning iron golems on the island. Literally all the mobs that I'm trying to find, I cannot find right now, but also actually getting a creeper to explode on stone will give you gravel, then which will give you glowstone, and that's why it's really good to build a room like this, which is fully covered. It's gonna be dark inside at all times, and it will be spawning quite a lot of mobs in here, so I highly recommend to build that on stranded mode. Also, creepers can actually get you diamonds if they are charged up, and to get them charged up, you would need thunder for that time. With lava fishing, you can actually get yourself also netherrack, and you can fish in 1x1 hole. This also goes for the water, so you don't need infinity water to begin fishing or whatever. But also, through that, you can actually get magma cream, and with the magma cream, you can make yourself a nether biome stick, which will be very important because then you can turn your island into nether biome, which means that it will start getting yourself pigment on the island, and from that, you can get yourself the gold collection. It should be also spawning redstone zombies where you can get the redstone. And you would actually need to do a little bit more fishing, but this time regular, because you're going to be needing some prismane crystals to make a sea lantern hat, which you're going to be later giving to your zombie minion, and it will be making lapis zombies where you can get lapis armor set, but also lapis for your collection. Next up, you have obsidian, which will be pretty hard to get because first you need to unlock the lava bucket trade, from which you can actually place down the lava and put water on it to make obsidian, and that's how you get obsidian unlocked. Pretty complicated. And then finally you do also have ice, which you're going to be needing to change the island biome again. Now I feel like these were the most important collections, and of course with farming it was pretty complicated to understand how to get sugarcane and cactus at first, but hopefully this has helped you. But now I'm gonna show you guys how to make a lot of money besides turning oak wood into coal, which made us quite a bit of money for me to actually buy this full armor set, which is one of the best armor sets right in the early game stages. You don't need a high combat level for that, and on top of that, it's not that expensive. As you guys can see from the starter gear, we can purchase this full set for a little less than 20,000, I guess. But as you guys can see, you have plenty of armor. Iron armor is super cheap. You might as well buy that in the beginning because it's like less than 100 coins. Then you have the Rosetta armor, which I don't think is worth to buy. I think you're going to be fine with the iron armor first, and then later upgrading into square. And once you have combat 9, I would probably recommend to get mercenary armor, but that's pretty expensive to get the full armor set. But this armor will definitely come in handy to tank the mobs a little bit more. Of course, you can put the reforges on through the blacksmith, which is also pretty easy to obtain. Most of the island NPCs will actually require you to get certain levels, like farming is one of the most important ones, combat is another one. But yeah, indeed with combat, with the square armor, it goes a lot easier because once again, you can tank these mobs. And in this case, we actually built this area, so it's going to be actually pretty convenient for us to grind. We don't really take any damage if we're going to be inside here. And of course, you can also be purchasing some easy weapons from the weaponsmith. And as you guys can see right now, I'm using a spider sword for spiders, undead sword for the zombies and skeletons, and then the end sword for ender dragons. Ender dragons, I wish. But end sword is super easy to make. One of the easiest swords to make. You need, I think, only one ender pearl or something. But anyways, one of the easiest money making methods is making a slime grinder, and how to get slime spawning is building a platform below Y30. The reason why I actually use grass is so we can have like some non-hostile mob spawning there during the daytime, and then grind out the slimes at the same time. So build it below Y30, and if you actually put lava near them and the lava particles kind of touch it, it will turn into magma cream, which is valued at a lot more. So you can do that and later place down the minions for them. I think that would be the best way to go. And of course, I also did, besides selling oak, I made most of the money selling coal, to be honest. But also I started selling farming stuff like the wheat and potatoes, and we made decent money off that in the beginning. But anyways, this is my guide to the stranded mode. At least this is the strategies I've been using. Hopefully this has helped you out, and well, best of luck not using any of the public islands. This is a lot harder, and of course I'm trying to live stream it almost every single day, so feel free to subscribe with the notifications on if you want to see more.